definitely didn't order this in the weather. Let's hope this gets on and clears nice and quickly. Quick thing, for anyone looking for a good pair of winter socks to wear under your competition boots, because quite often our competition boots are really tight, mine are especially, these Eurostar winter performance socks are brilliant because they are super thin, like really thin. My dog molts and I've picked up every hair possible. Super thin, but they do actually genuinely keep your feet warm, so they are brilliant if you are looking for a really nice thin sort of seamless competition sock to go into your boot in the winter, because they are absolutely brilliant. They've got these grips on as well. I find they slip a little bit, but it's not too bad. But yeah, I absolutely love them. Welcome to Burrows Court. Lovely Burrows Court, really like it there. 3 nice arenas, good surfaces, good size warm up, plenty of parking. It's in Dursley, you might want to check that because I'm never sure on my facts, but easy for me to get to. Takes me about 50 minutes, which is brilliant. Bill's very much a tale of two halves, this show. There were some really good bits and really promising bits, and I felt a much improved whole way of going compared to East Soley, which was 2 weeks ago, but he was quite spooky, and that really did ruin is a strong word, but caused us trouble in the tests. In the warm-up, this was the first warm-up, you can just see when he's having a bit of an argument, he comes up in the head carriage and sort of sucks back at me and just becomes doesn't take a huge amount of contact, so you have very little in the rein, which isn't very nice, mainly because he doesn't come through from behind quite enough. Has a few issues with his hindquarters in that they tend to swing out very easily, so I'm always trying to work on getting him straight. But I still think generally the work was better from him. Lots of transitions, lots of trying to get him to stay straight, keeping the contact soft and keeping it steady and consistent. He's such a smart little horse, but he just gets tense so easily. For some reason, he wasn't keen about the bottom corner, so we just quietly back to walk and tried to sort of extinguish any, any sort of spookiness as quickly as I could. You can just see he's getting very tight in the neck, which is what he does. And then as I sort of started trotting back up the school, he decided to spook at the marker, which was interesting. He's seen plenty of markers. And then he gets to this top corner, and you can see here I'm just having a bit of a battle with him because he just wanted to spook again at the top corner. He hasn't been to a venue like this in quite a long time, so it was quite spooky for him. There's a lot to look at, so it's no surprise he was a little bit like eyes on stalks. Started the test, and actually the test wasn't bad at all for him. He managed to keep it together. He kept a lid on everything. We made no major mistakes. There was tension throughout the test in places, but there were also moments when I felt like I could put some leg on and ride him into the contact. And every time I watch him, I think, gosh, there's so much to give if he could just relax a little bit more, but I think it will come. So all in all, I think this test he got 68.5%, something like that, which I thought was quite generous, but still I think better than East Soley. He was 3rd overall. Definitely a bit more higher class type of horse today compared to East Soley. Some really lovely, beautiful horses out and about. Yeah, the main thing was he managed to keep a lid on it in this test, and that was the most important thing. Warm-up number 2, much better. I thought he was a lot more rideable. We did a lot more transitions. Didn't have gave him about 15 minutes, but he was just a little bit softer, a little bit more settled in the contact. less argumentative. So I was feeling really like, oh, this is great. You know, he's really listening to me, and just, you can just see his overall frame was a lot better. He was a lot less, you know, he could actually soften through the neck, and I could soften the hand, and he was accepting the leg. Here I was just doing a little bit of back and forth, just again trying to be able to put a bit more leg on, and felt really pleased. I was thinking, great. I really wish I wouldn't keep looking down on him though. It's really annoying me. Yeah, so came out of the warm-up thinking, great. Got into the arena. Now we were doing Prelim 19 on the long arena, and was a little bit lucky at the bottom, but not too bad. And I thought, this is good, this is good. So just had a little walk trot, just settling him down. You can see the neck coming up a little bit, so some tension was definitely creeping in. And thought, okay, that's fine. All seemed settled enough. Took him down the long side, and he seemed better with the judges box and all that. Came back down, and he decided that, I think it was the gates, but I'm not entirely sure, but started being a bit tricky. Saw something he didn't like, which obviously caused us loads of tension, and he got quite upset about it. And and also the buzzer had already gone at this point, so I was thinking, I don't have very long. So we had to do a very small circle here and sort of just go for it. But it was a shame, because that was enough just to upset him a little bit, and the tension had got to him, and he wasn't relaxed in the slightest, and then his pace has become very choppy. So the test actually, I thought, wasn't too bad from how it started. So it was just full of tension, sadly. But he did, again, keep a lid on it. There was no major mistakes. He did everything that was asked from him. You know, he didn't jog in his walk. Yes, he went at snail's pace, but he didn't jog. So that was really pleasing. It was just, there was a lot of tension through it. So lots of promising bits today, and lots of like, oh yes, we are improving and we're going in the right direction. We just have to keep working on the tension and relaxation, and I really think it will come with him. I just think it's going to take a little bit of time, but there's so much promise. I should say he only got 66% in this test. I don't know where he came, because I didn't stay, which I think was a perfectly acceptable mark, being that there was a lot of tension. So it was good and bad. There's him finishing up back home, having a good roll with his friend Ted, having a lovely time. Lucky boys, spoilt, the pair of them.